Hello, Gravy Timothy's, and welcome back to another episode of Focus to Z, the series where we look at all the stupid focuses nobody does in Hoi 4. And in turn, by doing the focuses that are dumb and stupid, that in turn makes me the dumbest man around. Now, we are going through these nations alphabetically, hence the play on the old series I did, A to Z, and the next nation up is the British Raj. The British Raj, unsurprisingly, is one of those nations that you would think would be a lot of fun, and you'd be wrong. You see, for the unfortunate Indians over here, is they got their focus tree back when Paradox didn't give this stuff a lot of effort, which is definitely a real shame, as India did have a very interesting history, specifically around World War II, and they did contribute quite a lot. But all of that contribution has boiled down to this. And the real sad part about India's tree, specifically about breaking free, if you go down on the left over here, is that they're pretty much identical and just copy and pasted reversed. It's either get help from the Germans or get help from the Russians. Indian People's Army, Indian National Army. German technology, research city excursions. It's all the same thing. So unsurprisingly, we won't be going over here today because even though these are kind of meh, they are usually what I do for India. Instead, what I'll be doing is historical India. That's right, we are going with the Indian National Congress and we are going to earn our freedom by fighting for it. Well, not fighting the British. In fact, we're going to go fight the Germans and the Italians, and with enough autonomy, we can click the hit freedom button. It works like that, trust me. The worst part about India is you do start off as a colony, which isn't very fun to play as, and we have to move up to a dominion, which we can't even do until we've completed the CRIP mission. That's right, boys, you've been walking along Los Angeles Boulevard, and a CRIP has decided to give you a quest. Do you accept? Of course you accept. You wouldn't catch a homie lacking. You know, if you want to make India just a little bit better to play, Paradox, when you get Gandhi as an advisor, maybe give him some autonomy progress would be good, considering you already start losing progress because they're damn princely states. So resource-wise, we're actually really well off. We got a whole ton of steel, a bunch of tungsten over in Burma, and a bit of oil and other stuff around. Ooh, quite a lot of rubber as well. I don't think I've ever actually paid attention to that one. So we do have quite a few options we could go down, but I think, considering we have a lot of tungsten and steel, we will just be making either Marines or Mountaineers today. I'm gonna think Marines, because we could just get all the naval invasions off for the British in Italy. Oh, I just realized we don't even start with trains research. The British are holding me back. Oh, loving the fact that the East India Railway, carrying on the tradition from the Australia one, just gives you 2 railways. It's so great. Also, somebody pointed this out to me in the other video, that they actually had to go back in when they added railways to the game to actually update this focus tree. So before, I'm assuming it just gave infrastructure, but now it gives you a level 1 railway. Someone willingly fought 2 level 1 railways for 70 days was worth it. And good news is we now get to do the provincial elections, which will make our autonomy decrease even faster. I sure do love Indian gameplay. Okay, so now to actually get our autonomy going in the other direction, we need to do 2-nation theory and quit India. Now, 2-nation theory is a little bit tricky as it causes the British Raj to split into many halves. But that is a problem for a later point in history. And even though I really kind of wanted to go Mountaineers because you can get so many of them, I am going to go ahead and stick with Marines. Now, the only problem for making Marines is I'm going to need some naval experience to get them upgraded. And I can't really get too much just from getting a military staff guy. As such, to speed it up as much as possible, I will be building ourselves a flagship that we may have licensed from the British. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the war has already kicked off, and we're not exactly ready to get involved just yet. I do have 4 of my Marine divisions ready, and they're not ready at all. They're not going anywhere. But when they are ready, we will be taking the fight to the Italians ASAP, which will be soon, I promise. Maybe not. We still need to go ahead and get up to a Dominion before I think about it. Now, I am speeding this up a little bit by just lend-leasing the UK all the fuel I produce, which is, in all fairness, only like 700 a day, but it's better than nothing, and this takes so long anyway. Every second helps. But there she is, and she is called HMIS India. India. Perfect. We'll make that the pride of the fleet, and hopefully the Japanese don't come and sink it. You know, considering what I'm looking at with this siege of Tobruk right now, I think I might go over a little bit earlier than intended to go give a hand. No supply, but I'll get the job done. Oh, and that was actually just enough to get me free, but not before I got the damn famine. Oops. Hey, but we do have ourselves a new leader and a good amount of progress already towards our next freedom-domnings. So we're just going to launch immediately into Sicily and pray that we actually get the landing here, but I think we should. The Italians should be too powerful at this point, at least not powerful enough to stop my Indian supermarines. I did have to bring over the India, though, to actually get supremacy here. All right, yeah, they are not stopping that. We've got that port. Easy peasy. Okay, pretty nice. Already, we are carrying our weight, and it is paying off. That just gave me a chunk of freedom right there. Now, as much as I'd like to keep focus on Italy, we do have to worry about the Japanese, and they are at war with the Philippines now, which means they are coming in on us next, and we shouldn't have too much of a bother holding them. I think they're not doing too well over here in Asia. Okay, well, here comes trouble. They don't have Siam in their faction yet, so we don't have to worry too much unless they naval invade me, but I have just spammed out a whole bunch of units so I can up my special forces cap, which I have been doing. But yeah, considering they're losing Southeast Asia over there already, I don't think we have to worry too much about this Japan. It's going to be really awkward foreshadowing if in the future I am worried about Japan. Okay, so my next step in the grand Indian supermarine plan is to get these guys out and then just naval invade behind the Italians here and get myself a juicy encirclement. It would be nice if I could break free before the war ends so I can get myself a piece of the pie, but considering I have 3% participation right now, it's going to be a very small piece of pie. You could say a crumb. You know, like these occasional Italian submarines constantly raiding all my little super Indian marines on Sicily. If only I was backed up by the world's largest naval superpower that could potentially sink them. Churchill! Alright, let's hope that I don't get intercepted trying to get this landing off, but we're going to jump in with the 8 guys right there. Hopefully, they hold out long enough for us to get the crossing here and get ourselves a nice encirclement. Oh yes, they are so deaded. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, now hear me out. They would not expect me to do the exact same thing twice, would they? Hold on a second. I think Siam just joined Japan's faction. They did, but I am all set up on their border. It's not exactly the best troops, but they're hopefully enough to hold. Okay, shout out to the British AI for not giving me naval supremacy when I need it. They're too busy failing to intercept these submarines. You know, for a second I was wondering where Sardinia Piedmont came from, but that's just Greece. Greece has taken Sardinia. Okay, I can't get naval supremacy in the Adriatic, so we're just gonna YOLO here and hope this one tile will be enough. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. I even managed to get the ports over here. They are so dead. Look at them all. Oh, and what better way to celebrate than becoming free? Now, unfortunately, that does mean that Pakistan is free, but it doesn't really matter too much. I didn't build anything there, and I've got enough factories as it is, and there is no resources for me to care about over there. But I do think there is a way you can keep them, but I'm not too sure if you can do it on the right side. I think you actually have to go free with the Swaraj. Because I think when you do it through that side, you actually get an event where they pop up and break free. And when you get that event, I think if I remember correctly from somebody telling me, if you just click release nation and then release them as a puppet, it breaks it and you keep them as a puppet, then you re-annex them. Simple as. But doing it democratically, when you click the free button, you don't get an event. It just happens when you go free. At least, I think so. I didn't check. I didn't care. But yeah, you know, if you want to play India for some reason, maybe that information is useful for you to know. Wow, there's literally like nothing left here to defend. And I want to actually see. I've done 84,000 on the Germans, and I've managed to actually get up to 300,000 Italians. God, don't mind if I do. Okay, so we are going to try and get the Italian Civil War to pop off. I have Rome, so it means that I will get the Italians as a puppet when they do capitulate and flip sides, which is good because that more than makes up for losing Pakistan. No offense. Oh yeah, people always ask me, like, what am I doing with my division templates? I always forget to show you, but this is what the division template currently is. If I had a bit more special forces, I'd get this bad boy up to 24 width and maybe put like an AA in there. But I can't afford that. I'm India. It don't matter anyway. They are perfectly fine at doing what they need to do right now. That's right. India's superpower by 1943. Another also kind of sucky thing about India is to actually get your research slots, you do have to become free. So if you do go democratic, it sucks. Same with this, which is actually new. I already showed it off a while back, but the rural industrialization, where you can actually get rid of your agrarian society, or at least minimize it. I'm not too sure if you can fully get rid of it. I think you can. It takes a long time to do, but you can get more recruitable population. Oh, and there you go. Italian Civil War, and look at my brand new Pakistan. It's also Italy, not Pakistan. But in my heart, you are replacing it. Oh, this is so fun. Look at that. I have to spend 75 political power, and I lose free stability every time I do it. Thank you for the fun, Paradox. Also, Pakistan's at war with Bangladesh. I'm sure they'll get that resolved soon. There's a lot more Axis troops on the front line over here now. I think we may move somewhere else. I'm also going to bring over some crappy filet infantry as well, just because it's getting a little sparse with my 18 Marines versus the entire Axis. Oh, you know, the industrialization isn't actually that bad. I'm already up to 1.6 million manpower, and I'm only on volunteer only. It's just, I could have also just gone up one, I guess. Oh, for a second then I thought our Indian flagship actually sunk something, but no, it was the Hermes Cherkihides. Okay, so Northern Italy looks like absolute hell right now, so we're going to try and land over here in Marseille, and I have quite a few Marines now, and some good infantry. I'll say that, that definitely did it. Okay, I'm not even going to push here, by the way. I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to let the AI flood in here so they hold it, and now I'm just going to go over and do a D-Day. Just got out in time right there. The Spanish just joined the damn Axis, which is, well, actually, it's not bad at all. That's just another place for me to naval invade. But first, let's go ahead and slap a D-Day down, and as you can see, there's literally nothing here, as I imagine they're all in southern France. Right, okay, that should do it. And now, same thing again, we're just gonna go ahead and naval invade the Spanish. They just keep falling for it, and there you go, my first official capitulation. Not me, of the Axis. Also, is Italy collapsing? Hey, well, no better way to go celebrate the death of Spain than partying in Berlin. You see, this is what they just don't tell you anymore about the true history of the world when the Indian Marine Corps landed in Berlin and liberated it. Oh, I, set up a bit of an invasion of Leningrad there, not expecting them to go because we couldn't get supremacy. At some point, I appear to have gotten supremacy, and off they pop. Well, I've always wanted to visit Russia. It's kind of funny just how little the AI can accomplish if I'm not quite literally holding its hand. How did they lose Spain? Well, the AI fails to do anything. I have captured Moscow for India. Okay, doesn't look like it, but the Germans are capitulated, which means all we need to do is get rid of the rest of the Italians, and we are done. Hey, that was something. I don't really know what to take, so I took Libya, Indian Italy, which we already owned. We just let them keep the desert down here. And then, of course, Indian Spain. Perfect name. Oh, and that capitulation. I didn't realize these guys were at war with each other, so yeah. Ain't my problem. Okay, well, I could go ahead and go capitulate the Japanese too, but at this point there's no real point, and I definitely don't really feel like fighting with the Soviets right now. This ain't looking too good in my opinion, but here comes the critique of the India focus tree. Now sure, the game was fun, but that wasn't because of the focus tree. In fact, I ran out of stuff to do in the focus tree a long time ago. The real fun from the focus tree is the fact there is no fun. The fun I had as India was simply making the Marines and then just well, you saw, just being annoying all over Europe. But once again, just like the Australia tree, the Indian tree is one, just super long. Like, there is a lot of random crap that's locked behind both getting free and also just 70-day focuses for terrible stuff. It's not good. I mean, they did go ahead and give you a way to actually get rid of agrarian society. Oh, I didn't even get rid of it, but get most of it gone. And it does give you little bits of bonuses in the province you do it in, which is okay, but it's not great. I'll put it bluntly. India's definitely a nation I think could use a bit of a workaround. Same with all the other ones like Australia, and yeah, I can give New Zealand a bit of credit because who the hell wants to play as New Zealand? But all the other allied miners that came together for victory should get a bit of a workout, I think. Like, bro, it's time to go outside India Focus 3 and touch grass. You know, get out of your parents' basement because the 70-day focus for 2 railways isn't good enough. But hey, I still had fun as India, just not with the Indian Focus 3. So I can recommend it if you ever want to do an allied support game and pretty much carry the entire allies on your back. But other than that, Focus 3-wise, it sucks. Every path sucks. Going democratic sucks. Going... I already said everything that I need to say. It's all the same. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe button down below to continue your Focus to Z journey, where I keep looking at all the focuses nobody does because they're terrible. Goodbye.